And here's
so
Adam.
much.
Adam has a
All right,
question
hang on.
for the field.
All right.
Hey, Adam.
All right. This is great. All right.
It is.
Indiana Jones is in the house.
Yeah.
We're near Halloween.
Yep.
That's right. Snakes? Why does it have to be snakes?
We are eating good in the neighborhood this Sunday when the Fantasy Football pregame show broadcasts live from Applebee's in Pittsburgh. The restaurant at 6570 Steubenville Pike will open just before pregame kicks off at 11. Come on out early to start your tailgate party with us this Sunday and ask your sit-start questions ahead of the big Sunday night football matchup between the Steelers and Cowboys. And if you're not in Pittsburgh, you can watch the show live on Peacock and on the NBC Sports YouTube channel.
If you come dressed in costume, I'm buying you a drink. Just, you know. And I don't know if you can tell in that clip. I'm hammered in that clip. I am hammered in that clip.
You kind of were like...
I'm like, what do I do with Indiana Jones here?
Yes, that's where I could tell. Your mind was running like, what's the content?
Well, and I'm
What's
like,
on tap presented by Bud Light.
Yeah.
The official beer sponsor of the NFL. Sundays are easy to enjoy when they are full of football and the fridge is filled with beer. We're going to take a look at some games here with the highest point totals. As you see the board here with some of the biggest over-unders. Let's start with the Cardinals at 49ers. The Niners are favored by 7.5 points. The point total is 50. But Matthew, while things are good for the Niners overall, is it time to panic a little on Brandon Aiyuk?
I don't think so just yet. I get it, right? 52% catch rate this season. He's had only one game with a target share above 20%. And with Kittle and Debo both active, it's gone down to 16.5%. Having said that, you see him at wide receiver 15. They paid him a ton of money, and there's a reason why. You know, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are like this, and so I'm sure John Lynch went to Kyle and said, "You want Aiyuk, right?" And he said, "Yes, get me Aiyuk." And so they paid up and they got him. So I think this is the get right breakout game for Brandon Aiyuk against an Arizona defense that allows the highest catch rate to opposing wide receivers. He got 2 end zone targets last week as well. Remember, he dropped the one in week 1. I think if he comes down with 1 or 2 of those, the narrative on him changes. My wide receiver 15 this week.
All right, we got the Ravens at the Bengals. The Ravens are favored by 2.5 points. 49 is the point total in this game. Another big one here. Jay, are both Zach Moss and Chase Brown now startable this week?
I think they are. On the season, Zach Moss is RB18, Chase Brown is RB31. They both had 15 carries last week against the Panthers. Moss played 40 snaps, Brown played 27. I think that's enough for both of them to provide value. I get that the Ravens' rush defense is scary overall, but last year, people forget, like, the Ravens didn't have an amazing run defense on a per-play level last year. It's just the raw stats were bad because no one could ever run against them because they were always losing, but they were 22nd in success rate as a rush defense last year. I get that they've been amazing this season, but we're 4 weeks in. There's still a lot of variance with that. Like, going into last night, the Bucs had a good pass defense. Now it doesn't look so good, so it can change quickly.
Right. I mean, to your point, I mean, the Ravens, like, they got fat against Zamir White. You know, I mean, like, you look at some of the opponents that they've faced as well. And it's also, by the way, both guys involved in the passing game. So, I think there's opportunity there.
Our last game here, the Packers are favored by 3 points at the Rams. Point total in this one is also 49.
I'm surprised it's only a 3-point line, to be honest with you, given how bad the Rams have looked and how good the Packers. I know the Packers lost last week, but still, like, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Matthew, which Rams wide receiver is the best play this week in this battered wide receiving core?
I have Tutu Atwell ranked at wide receiver 30. He's very quietly had at least 80 receiving yards each of the past 2 games. This is something else the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. I'm surprised Denny hasn't unearthed this as well. Actually, a 21% target share over the last 2 weeks for Tutu Atwell. So I think him and Jordan Whittington. We've talked about Jordan Whittington a lot since the preseason, but last week, 27.5% target share, second highest by a Rams wide receiver this season, and I like the matchup, especially in the slot against the Packers.
That'll do it for What's on Tap, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.